I'm back, and I'm more upset than ever. The maggots just keep crawling out of the woodwork. They just keep coming. No matter how bad we fight back, they just keep coming and keep coming. I'm so disgusted. Some of you may have already heard about this story, some of you may not have. And I know that some of you don't particularly like me reading articles, but just to get the story out there, that's why I read the articles. So listen up, guys, and please listen to the end. But realize there's a warning on this, okay? There is a warning. This will make you cry. So please be prepared. Escape of Texas twins leads to arrest of abusive mother and boyfriend. After making a break for it to get away from their abusive mother and her boyfriend in Texas, handcuffed and barefoot 16-year-old twins were turned away repeatedly by neighbors as they went door to door looking for assistance before a Good Samaritan let them inside and summoned help, according to the authorities. Now, this Good Samaritan happened to be a single mother who actually took pity upon these two children who you could look at and tell they were in dire need of help. And how anybody before this woman came along could have turned these children away is beyond me. I don't know if you guys have seen there's been articles and stuff out, and it says that these twins, these are two 16-year-old twins from Texas, and they were going door to door trying to get help. Now, there was a report the other day of a couple who was stopped in Texas, and they had one child with them, and there were 4 other children that they were supposed to have with them, but they did not have, and they were said to be with relatives. That set of parents were the ones that go with these two teens here. There are actually 7 children in all. The woman's call to authorities prompted an interstate search for the twin siblings, which ended in Louisiana, capital city, and led to the arrest of the allegedly abusive couple at the center of a case that has caused shock across 2 United States. The accused mother, ZaikiyaDuncan, and her boyfriend, Jova Terrell, faced charges of injury to a child, which in some cases can carry a minimum of 5 years in prison. The couple appeared in Baton Rouge courtroom on Thursday and said they would not contest being transferred to the custody of authorities in Houston, who are investigating them. Meanwhile, 7 underage children involved for now have been turned over to the care of Child Protective Service officials, according to reporting from multiple media outlets, including television news stations in Houston and in Baton Rouge. Police became aware of the children's plight after a 16-year-old boy and his twin sister ran door to door through the neighborhood in Cypress, Texas, just northwest of Houston, for roughly 30 minutes, pleading for someone to help them. Doorbell camera footage reportedly showed the boy and his sister both barefoot and shivering, while several neighbors, uncertain about what to do, told them to move along. The boy was shirtless and the girl wore a plastic grocery bag as a top, according to court documents obtained by The Guardian. Eventually, a woman opened her door, let them inside, wrapped them in blankets, and called a local constable's office. They were so skinny and so frail, the woman told KHOU. She also said that the children had told her about how they had fled from a house where their mother kept them locked in the laundry room while they were naked except for zip ties around their ankles and handcuffs on their wrists. In the interview with investigators who arrived later, the children described how their caretakers would make them use a mop bucket with dirty water to shower and to urinate and defecate on themselves when they needed to go to the bathroom. They said they had been subjected to other brutal physical abuse as well. The twins were taken to a hospital where they remained Thursday. A medical examination later revealed signs that the children had been starved and the boy had at least one healed broken fracture consistent with physical abuse. The woman who took the twins in added that the children also recounted how sometimes their only meal in a day would be a sandwich. If they made any type of noise, they would not be fed, said the woman, adding that their words provoked from her tears of frustration, anger, and sadness. Investigators went to the home from which the twins had ran from, but Duncan, 40, and Terrell, 27, were gone. So were 5 other children between the ages of 7 and 14. Authorities issued what is known as an Amber Alert, asking the public for help in finding the minors, broadcasting their information in the media and on electronic roadways. Only an 18-year-old was with them. Troopers later found the rest of the children at the home of a relative where Terrell and Duncan had dropped them off. This week was not the first time Duncan had been accused of abusing a child. About a decade ago, Baton Rouge police arrested her on suspicion of child cruelty after one of her children showed up injured at an emergency room, court records show. Duncan eventually pleaded guilty, agreed to take a parenting class, and served probation until 2020. First report says. Okay, and then we have another one that says Texas twins escape mother's alleged torture, including beatings, being forced to drink bleach. Police content warning: this story contains disturbing allegations of child abuse. 2 twins escaped their home on Tuesday after allegedly enduring horrific abuse before authorities arrested their mother and her boyfriend, who had gone to Louisiana. Citing court documents, reports 40-year-old ZaikiyaDuncan, 27-year-old Jova Terrell allegedly poured bleach on the genitals and down the throats of the 16-year-old boy and girl, who police say were held captive in their Cypress, Texas home. The twins, who said they were kept naked, handcuffed, and zip-tied in their home's laundry room, were allegedly forced to urinate and defecate on themselves, drink household cleaners, and ingest dozens of Benadryl tablets at one time, according to the outlet. In the documents, which were also obtained by NBC, the teens, who Harris County authorities said appeared visibly beaten and malnourished, alleged they were only fed sandwiches 1 to 3 times per week and were often beaten with extension cords and metal poles. The teens were allegedly able to break free after the boy managed a hold of a key to their handcuffs, ABC 13 reports. The siblings then ran door to door to neighbors' homes pleading for help until an unidentified woman finally took them in. They said, "Can you help us? Can you help us?" The woman recalled in the station. They were so skinny and so frail, they just looked like they had been through a lot. The more I asked and realized how severe the situation was, it was just a flood of emotion that came over me, she said. How a mother could do this to her kids, and I feel like my tears are out of frustration, anger, and sadness. The outlet reports the woman called 911, but when deputies arrived at the twins' home, Duncan and Terrell and her 5 other children, ages 7 to 14, were already gone, triggering an Amber Alert. Duncan and Terrell were arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana later that day, according to Harris County authorities. The pair, who were denied bond, faced charges of injury to children. It was unclear if Duncan or Terrell retained attorneys or entered pleas to the charges. They will be extradited from Baton Rouge to Texas in the coming days. Don't forget, guys, if you suspect child abuse, call Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD or 1-800-422-4453, or go to www.childhelp.org. All calls are total free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. I don't know about y'all, but this just breaks my heart and is unreal. It's just totally unreal. I will keep up with this story too, but I just wanted to get it out there. Like I said, I know many of you may have already heard about it, but I hadn't until last night or hadn't paid attention to it. It just breaks my heart. Say prayers for all these kids. Lord, help us lock up all these monsters.